Hi, I'm Stephan James.
And I'm Shamier Anderson. This is the Legacy Lounge.
Each episode, we will sit down with a different visionary changemaker who has made a huge impact on the culture. So grab a drink with us as we roll up our sleeves and get deep.
All right, speaking of deep. Blessed be thy fruit.
What are you doing?
Unseen. Sorry, I was getting into character and method. Our next honoree actually channeling her, because the way she delivers that line is like, woo! It's right in the chest.
I guess. Anyways, our next guest can devastate you with a whisper or crack you up with a single eyebrow.
She's elegance, grit, heart, danger, comedy, and power. You can feel it in your chest.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Legacy Lounge.
The infectious and unrelenting
Amanda Brugel.
Amanda Brugel is one of Canada's most respected and acclaimed actors, celebrated internationally for her diverse and award-winning roles in The Handmaid's Tale, Kim's Convenience, and Sort of.
Renowned for her versatility on screen, she's also distinguished herself beyond it, hosting and moderating dialogues that tackle some of the most urgent issues of our time.
And lending herself to philanthropic causes to support the next generation of young people.
Amanda Brugel.
Hello, ladies.
Hello.
Good to see you, ladies.
Here to help honor Amanda tonight is Legacy Award winner and acclaimed theater and TV director Weyni Mengesha. Alongside Weyni is powerhouse talent agent and her best friend, Barb, Godfrey. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, ladies.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Tonight's about you, and we're so grateful for your legacy. And, you know, speaking with some of our producers, they told me that you coined this term called movie brat.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you're familiar with things like army brat. Could you explain to us why you said you were a movie brat?
I love it. I am. All Canadian movie brat. There was a theater chain called Famous Players. Shout out to the Gen Xers that know Famous Players. But my father used to work for Famous Players, and this is in the 80s. Every year or two, they would open a new multiplex in a different province. And so with each multiplex that opened, we would move to the different province, and he was at the helm of building it up from the ground. So I grew up in projection booths, grew up in the building of movie houses. And it did feel very much like an army brat because I've lived all across Canada.
Wow. So incredible.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah.
That is wild. So this love for movies, an early love for film, and then there was a point in time when you started getting more into writing than acting, right?
I did.
So tell us about that, because I heard from a little birdie that you wrote an essay about Handmaid's Tale to get into college. Is that true?
Yeah, that's very true. You guys have done your research. To get into university, I didn't know if I wanted to be a writer or an actor. And I thought that going the route of a writer would be easier. I was in love with The Handmaid's Tale, and I wrote a sort of small short story on The Handmaid's Tale, and then I got a scholarship to apply for university. And then for the writing program, I wrote a full thesis on The Handmaid's Tale on Rita, and this was in 1996.
Yeah, on Rita.
On Rita.
I know Handmaid's Tale is a big part of your career and your legacy, and I want to dive more into like Rita and Handmaid's Tale, but I want to bring Weyni to the conversation because I know you met Amanda in university.
I did.
Right?
First of all, it wasn't hard to spot her. We were two of maybe a handful.
No, two. Yeah, for a while.
For a while, yes. Definitely black women. There was a couple black men in the whole theater program at York University.
Theater program
yeah,
at York,
yeah. And so the first thing I remember with Amanda is there was a Chekhov piece that was done. And, you know, her role was not the leading role. And I was kind of like, why didn't they give her the lead? But she stole the show.
No.
She definitely stole the show. And what I loved about it was that, you know, she's a very beautiful woman. She could easily always play the leading role, but she always chose these characters and humor and took these huge risks. She stood out to me immediately and has kind of continued to do that through her whole career.
That's amazing. So speaking about roles, right? There are no small roles, no small parts. I'm just curious for you early on in your career, what was that like? Like, what type of auditions were you getting? What kind of parts were you going after, pursuing?
I was getting offered Hooker 1, Hooker 2, Fly Girl 1, Fly Girl 2, Bar Girl, like just everything that was insulting to me as a woman, but also to me as a black woman. And so at the very, very beginning, I made quite a conscious choice to sort of say no to those roles. So it was hard. because I said no a lot. So I didn't get work for a really long time. I would say 17 years because I said no a lot. Yeah.
And who did you think you were? What are the things you wanted to do at that?
Who do you think you are?
What did you think?
What do you want?
Yeah, like what did
then?
you think you deserved back then? Like what are the things you should have been getting, or what are the things you wanted to do?
You know what's interesting is because I always, to Weyni's point, I've never ever wanted to be the lead. I've never felt like I deserved the lead. I never felt like I deserved to have the spotlight. But I felt like I deserved to be someone with integrity, someone with a first and last name, and I wanted to perpetuate fully formed, nuanced women.
So I'm curious, for someone who's so clearly obsessed with this profession, this art, you took a significant break from acting for a second.
Sure
and I'm
did.
just curious, what led to that decision? What are the things you did when you weren't acting? Tell us about that time in your life.
I look back on that time and I want to go and I want to shake her. This is at the time of pilot season in LA, and I kept landing pilot after pilot after pilot, and people get 1 or 2 pilots under their belt. I had countless pilots, and the pilots weren't picked up, but I just was like, I can't, it's not gonna happen. I can't do it, it's not gonna happen, so I feel like I'm gonna bow out. And I love fashion, and so I opened up a boutique called the Red Carpet Room, in which I would pair Canadian designers with Canadian celebrities. And so I did that for a long time and completely stepped away from the business. My heart was broken and I felt like a failure. And so I stepped away for quite a long time.
Interesting. I'm just curious for you, what did you learn about yourself during that time? Like, were there any lessons you took from that time?
I feel like I learned that instead of judging myself, looking in a mirror, being like, why didn't you get that part? Why didn't the pilot go? I was able to see the people that I was dressing as beautiful, wonderful, open people. It gave me more of empathy for myself. I didn't look at them as failures, so why was I looking at myself as a failure? And they had such broken, open courage to do it. So ultimately, when I got pregnant with my first son, I shut that business down, and then I went back into acting after almost being healed by all of the actors that I was working with on a daily basis.
Wow. Sometimes you never know what those, silver linings will present themselves in.
So, Barb, Godfrey, I got to bring you into the conversation now. At what moment did you meet Amanda?
So Amanda and I had met years before we started working together. We're the same age. We ran in similar circles. And then I was on set visiting a client of mine, and we just started talking about things and just seeing where we both were, and then just going out and having fun in Halifax.
So you were friends first, then you saw each other? Like, what was the order of events?
We both obviously came back to Toronto,
Right.
And then I got a text message from Amanda being like, I want to work with you. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. And I think that was literally the start of it. It was just starting to talk.
Amazing.
Okay, so we talked about Handmaid's Tale, right? It's obviously a pivotal character for you, Rita, and the importance of that. I think it's 20 years later now.
Yeah.
From the time you wrote that essay. I'm just wondering, maybe it was conscious, maybe it wasn't conscious. Was that something that you felt you manifested? Like, how does that make you feel when you think back to, oh wow, like this was something that I already spoke into the earth?
Yeah, truly, I feel like I manifested it. I feel like we do that a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like I did it, and I don't know if it was a conscious manifestation, but I think that if you put like a true amount of love into something, it's a true amount. You can't force it, you can't fake it. It will circle back to you.
You've taken your acting and your artistry and you've really carved it out as a business in a real way.
Absolutely.
And you treat it
As a business.
As a business.
Every quarter, what are we doing? And
Yeah.
everyone has to be on board. Like so many people see you or see me and think, it just happened. Oh my, it's every day it's work. It's a business.
Of course.
So Amanda, when you write your book, because you're going to write a book one day, it's going to happen. All I ask is that we get an autographed copy, all right? And then we bring it on the Legacy Lounge and we talk about it.
Okay, yeah.
Deal?
Yeah,
Done.
yeah.
I'm really big fans of the moment before the thing. Barb, I'm going to ask you first.
Okay.
And I want you to let us behind the curtain. When you got the call that she booked Handmaid's Tale, walk me through that moment and how you delivered the news to Amanda.
So we were getting ready for a TIFF event. I knew the news was coming in that day. I just didn't know exactly when. And so we were getting our hair and makeup done on Queen Street. I walk out, I get into my Uber. Of course, that's when I get the call. And I'm just like, now? Now? Fine. And I texted Amanda and I was like, can you just come meet me at the bar? I just want to talk to you about something. So she walked in with her dad and I was like, hey, Rita.
Yeah, it was nuts.
So we both started screaming and crying.
Hey, Rita.
That's how you did it?
Yeah.
Gangster.
Yeah.
That's like
love it.
chill.
I know.
Did you know right away when she said that? You're like, why are you
Yes.
calling me Rita? You knew right away. You knew right away.
It had been a thing for a long time. The nicest thing is that it was my father, who has since passed, was there to witness it, and it's just nice to have your family there to be able to have those moments. You can tell them about it, you can call them afterwards, but to have them there with you live and to have it to be that one is
How was your
pretty
father's
great.
reaction to that?
His reaction is just panic and then just champagne. And so, yeah, so.
And all smiles.
Yeah, he was
I
very
love
proud.
that. You know, as actors, we know what that feeling is
Yeah, you
like. And
do.
to share it with, you know, your friend, your agent, and the way you did with your family is special. On the Handmaid Tale front, how has that shaped your legacy?
It's changed my career. It changed my life. It changed the access that I have to work. It changed sort of the value of my name. We talk about the business, and it is a business, so the value, the monetary value of my name has gone up, which is exciting. It taught me that I want to be a lead. Being on a show for 10 years, it was lovely and it was really successful. But being on a show where I barely spoke, I know I made an impact, but it taught me that I am allowed to ask for more. It takes me a minute to get there. But I'm not going to apologize in wanting more.
Incredible.
When we come back, more with the iconic trailblazer, Amanda, and our distinguished guests, Barb and Weyni.
Thank you. Thank you.
Cool. Powerhouses.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Legacy Lounge, where we are in deep conversation with our guests, Weyni and Barb, as well as our honoree tonight, the award-winning actor, Miss Amanda Brugel. Thank you again, ladies, for being with us. Okay, so Weyni, you met Amanda when you were in college. Fast forward years later, you end up directing her on Kim's Convenience. Like, what was that like for the first time she is now in front of your lens?
Well, first of all, when I found out she was in my episode, I was so excited. And the thing is, you know she's gonna come with original ideas. The courage has not changed since school. It's the same courage that you see on set. And she's just like an energy. She lights everybody up. And we had the most fun, and it was an amazing episode.
We did.
Do you remember that? What were you
Absolutely remember. I remember seeing on the call sheet and seeing that it was Weyni.
And the writer-creator is in the year ahead of us. So it goes Ince Choi.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
We're both looking up to Ince Choi
him.
also.
Wow.
And then now all three of us are having this big full circle moment. So.
Yeah, which is really, really nice.
Three people of color who could.
Three people of color who did.
In the theaters.
Crushing it.
Yeah.
So Barb, I know you advocate for her a lot, you know, so I want to know what's said on the phones about Amanda when you're getting her a job and as a person.
I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about that.
I know, it's like we're really going behind the curtain here, so.
Amanda was already working. Like, she'd already done series. It's very different from breaking a new client. She'd already worked a lot, but since we've been working together, it's been about showing people what she can do, going, oh, you think you know her? You don't even know the half of it.
Right.
And who you're gonna get on set is even more than you can even possibly ask for. Like, she is going to know everyone's name. She's gonna show up on time, early, prepared. She's gonna give you such a full character and give you so much more than you even could possibly want.
It's really sweet.
What's that feel like, Amanda, knowing that like this is your voice when you're not in the room, when you can't speak for yourself? These are the things being said about you.
No, it's lovely. You want to be respected. I want to walk into rooms and set a tone. And so if I walk into a room and act a fool, that people don't paint all Black women with the same brush. That's another part of the driving force, is that I feel like I have a responsibility to act a certain way because there aren't very many of us on set. And I know people are quick to create a huge assumption. And so I really try to be professional, but also I'm a mess. And so I'm surprised that people say this. When I first started going to LA to try to find a manager, and Barb set me up on meetings, she kept calling ahead and telling them, don't let her tell you she can just do comedy, because before Handmaids, I had only done comedy. And my vision for myself was that I was just the sort of quirky character. And so Barb sat me down once and she said, I know that you think you're like your funny Halle Berry, you're not your Viola. You're Viola Davis. Wow. You've always been Viola Davis. You will be Viola Davis. That's a big sentence. And someone giving you permission to look at yourself in a different light, oh Lord.
It's not happening, it's not happening.
what's gonna happen?
I'm a happy crier. I'm not doing it, I'm not doing it.
To put yourself...
You got tissues close.
But to put yourself in a different light and and look at yourself differently, someone giving you permission to say, I know you think you're the clown, you're not. From that moment on, too, that's when things started to change for me.
How does that make you feel, Barb, hearing that?
It's when you're in the agent position, you're like, why don't you see yourself? But also as a friend, you're also like, listen, I understand, like, we're all people and like we do see each other in our own ways, but like if we don't put out who we really are, how is anyone else gonna see it? And you need someone else to be like, can you look in the mirror already? Yeah. It's always been there. Can you please own it?
You brought up a lot of things pertaining to race, being a black woman. With your representation, how do you guys navigate those conversations?
Pretty broken open.
Yeah.
I think it's really, really, really helpful. My father, the one that I mentioned who passed away, he was half South Asian, half Jewish, my adopted father. My last name is Jewish, and Barb's Jewish. And so I also needed someone who could speak my language when it came to jumping between races, but also having knowledge of all of the facets of me, all of the sides of me.
Like, this is a safe space for us, both of us to talk about anything and everything.
What did you have to know about Amanda to know how to represent her, being that she is a black woman?
So I think because it was such a safe space, if I had a question, I could ask Amanda about that and just go, what are you comfortable with? What are you not comfortable with? Like, it's not my job to tell Amanda what she should or shouldn't be doing and who she wants to represent or not represent. It's just like, what do you want to do? Let's do that.
I love hearing about this because we marvel often at your work and just, how complete an artist you are and just so many facets to who you are. I want to talk about another facet, which is being a mother. I'm curious, what has that meant to you? How many babies you got? How old are your kids?
I don't know.
You don't know anymore? How has being a mother changed things for you in life, in work, in everything?
I talk about the joining with Barb, and that was the line in the sand when things started to change, but it also coincided with when things started to change for my career when I became a mother. This business eats you up and spits you out, as you both know, and suddenly having two other people to look at, be responsible for, put my energy into, took away a lot of the anxiety, and it just made me stop thinking about myself so much. And I love being a mother. It's the thing that I'm the most proud of. It's the thing that I'm the best at. I am a fine actor. I'm a great actor. But I am a really good mother. And so to have that walking through the world knowing how good you are at something, I think it's given me that, of a base of like, if everything else goes away, I'm a wonderful mother.
So I'm curious, in this shifting landscape, Weyni, how does Amanda fit in to the way the game is changing, the way the art's changing, the way the business is changing?
I mean, she's a change maker, She's at the forefront of it as an actor and in the roles she finds herself in, but also just being a woman and having a very clear, distinct voice. She's at the center of conversations that really are a part of culture changing. And so I think Amanda has expanded appropriately into, the role that's really fitting for her.
That's beautiful.
I think she's been a role model for a lot of actors in the city, in the country. And I think she's giving space for other actors that maybe didn't see that there was space for them there. We're shaking it up. Let's have those conversations, and seeing somebody do it and do it so well and with such grace and elegance. It's great.
Thank you.
I want to thank both of you guys for joining us so much. Weyni, Barb, this has been incredible.
Such a pleasure.
Thank
you.
When we come back, we'll dive into our Legacy Lightning Round, where we will further explore the woman behind 1,000 characters.
That's you.
That's you.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready. What do I win?
Welcome back to the Legacy Lounge. We are here with the exceptional Amanda Brugel. We are big fans of surprises, and we have a little surprise for you. Okay, why don't you just look right over
To the monitor.
Okay.
Amanda's an inspiration to so many people, including myself. And one of the reasons is, it's not just like, okay, she's a multi-hyphenate. Sure, she can do it all: comedy, drama, action, sci-fi. In fact, she spends her summers doing everything from Kim's Convenience, some of the best comedies, to the winters being spent doing The Handmaid's Tale and being an award winner for that. But she's also a philanthropist, and sure, she sits on boards and leverages her great intellect to help those charities, but she's also like boots on the ground. She helped raise $100,000 for a sick children's hospital, as well as Ernestine's women's shelter. I think part of what really inspires me about Amanda, though, is her light. I remember shooting The Handmaid's Tale during COVID, and everyone's masked up and a little depressed, if I'm honest. And Amanda's there cracking jokes and singing songs and doing crazy dance moves. She's a great dancer as well, forgot to mention that. But anyway, she's just bringing light I think that's what I think of a lot when I think about Amanda. She's a person who brings light and love to wherever she goes. So congratulations, Amanda. We love you.
I don't even know who that was. That was the wonderful OT. He's been on The Handmaid's Tale. He played Luke. This was lovely. Thank you.
Very nice. Okay, we have the legacy lightning round. So it's going to be a series of questions. You're going to answer them. First thing that comes to your mind, you can't think about it too much. Okay, you ready?
No, yes.
All right, let's do it.
All right, one piece of advice for a struggling young or not so young actor.
Never take no for an answer.
Authenticity is?
Telling the truth.
Vulnerability is powerful because?
It's the hardest thing to do.
What is the one thing that Amanda wants to be remembered for?
Kindness. Yeah, kindness.
Well, thank you for being here, Amanda.
Thank you.
You're an icon. You're special. You're incredible. I'm giving you your flowers. So tonight in the Legacy Lounge, we didn't just meet an icon. We witnessed her blueprint.
And learned about the power of presence, persistence, and how showing up fully lets the magic unfold.
That's right. For us, the show is about diving deeper into who we are.
Because every legacy starts somewhere. So, if you've enjoyed this conversation, join us next time in the lounge.
The Legacy Lounge.
Good night.
Let's go watch Handmaid's Tale. Let's do it. Tise, tee it up.